Now, let's talk parenting now with Ochuko Prudence Daniels, and she will be discussing how to build focus and self-confidence in your child. Of course, we all know her already. You are welcome, Ochuko. Good to have you here.
Pleasure all the time.
Last week, we actually started this topic about focus in children and how perhaps maybe we're doing it wrong as parents. So now, let's get to it in practical terms. How do we build focus in our kids?
Yes, so this topic about building focus cannot be overemphasized. We need to say it more because for parents who are very rigid and structured, kind of box up, they are so academic, driving their children to do the structured academic learning, I would say that they're actually doing it wrongly and they need to switch. They're doing those children a disservice. That's because every child requires to build those executive function skills we've been speaking about before they are 12.
Before they're 12?
Yes, before they're 12.
So, what did you call them? Executive what now?
Executive function skills. Those are...
What are they?
Those are the... So sometimes they are like subconsciously built, but as an adult, those are the things that help you to function properly, like keep to time, remember a schedule, discipline, behave well in an environment, remember stuff, act, just accordingly.
Form yourself and all.
Exactly. So it has to do with some aspect of your brain built up connections when you are young. You actually develop them subconsciously. But so when you become...
People who are tardy, people who are...
Yes, so they picked it up from when they were...
From when they were kids?
Yes.
Wow.
Either from people they were with or from the environment they found themselves. That's why you find in some corporate environment, you go to the office and all the table is mixed up. And even though they can function, everywhere is upside down. So, they've internalized it to be a norm. Okay. Kind of, so...
Wow.
Yeah, but for some other persons, they can't walk when that chaos...
Yeah, making me think about myself and also my upbringing and then how I'm raising my child, because my wife has this problem with me. The fact that I have an entire room to myself and it's my dressing room. But I'm ashamed to say that it's in a mess, quite frankly. But I am, however, proud to say that I know where every single thing is. So when she goes in there to fix everything and everywhere is looking all prim and proper, I go in there the next morning, I'm like, where are my inner shirts? I can't find my jackets. Where? So I know everything is in that chaos, but, so I'm thinking it's perhaps maybe something that I didn't...
subconsciously picked up, but... there are remedial actions that can be done to save those kind of situations. And it's not like a dead end. So I would say that for a child, I always emphasize good diet. Even dehydration can cause lack of focus in a child.
Our diet?
Yes,
also
even dehydration. When children don't eat well, when they don't sleep well, and when they are dehydrated. So research shows that if your level, your optimum level of hydration drops by 1%, it can actually affect your concentration level or ability to focus properly.
I agree. I've experienced that actually as
well. And you can also relate that to sleep. So it's important that parents give their children the best diet, not all these quickies. And it's important that they rest well. Because even as an adult, when you sleep less, you have less sleep, you're not able to function optimally the next day as you would have if you had at least 6, 7, or 8 hours sleep.
Okay, and this is something that parents can pass on to kids by also the way they interact with their environment or time and all of that.
Yeah, so a structured lifestyle kind of like helped. Yeah. So even short activities, you can break lump sum activities into chunks, into little chunks, such that the child is able to focus. So I finish this first before I get to this and get to this. So mentally, the child is able to segment and work accordingly and not overwhelmed by it. Oh, there's so much to do. I'm confused right now.
There's no eating dinner and watching TV. You eat dinner and then you can see some TV.
Yeah, so that brings me to another point. I'm not a huge fan of screen, you know already.
Yeah, you said that plenty of times.
I'm not also a huge fan of rewards.
Oh.
Because when you do rewards as a motivation for children, it actually kind of limits their self-confidence. Because when a child depends on your reward or commendation, it's the motivation is no longer internal. It becomes external. And children do better with intrinsic motivation.
Yeah.
Why? When you are able to see that you've achieved this amount of task and it's your efforts, something goes on mentally and it builds your strength within and you are able to go further, go a further step to achieve more.
That's fantastic.
That is part of building a lifelong learning lifestyle and success.
Interesting.
Yes, so some of the things you can do with children at a young age is playing a lot of games that helps memory. We call them memory games. We have memory games of numbers, puzzle.
Nice.
Yes, and a lot of practical life activities.
This is great. And
pouring water into a bottle and focusing on, yeah.
That's like a very tangible type
Exactly.
of
So
exercise.
activities, threading a needle, you know, passing a thread through a needle and sewing a seam.
I never thought about it that way. That's interesting. And all this, they have to learn before they're 12 o'clock, otherwise it sticks.
12 years,
Now,
yes.
We had a conversation on the inside of the kitchen earlier this morning, and this relates to focus. Now, it's the issue about the kids, the secondary school kids, however, in this case, who have been separated from the girls. And I asked you just before we came in, is this a good idea? Is this going to affect them in any way mentally?
Of course, psychologically, it's going to affect them. When you put a bunch of, you know, same sex in one place and the diversity is totally lost because as humans, what separates us from other life forms is the fact that we're able to reason, we're able to relate with each other. Our intelligence is what actually separates us from other life forms. And when you begin to pack us in one, it just reduces that ability to be human. It's dehumanizing because nature has it that male, female, and we interact.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So what we have outside is a bus that will take you to the airport, and then from the airport, you're going to Bauchi to explain this to the Bauchi State government.
Oh, he should actually rather come to my school for some professional lectures. Because I won't give up my children's time
Consultation, please. It's not 95.5, we're near 150.50 in this one. This is consultation.
Yeah,
well, thank you very much,
sure.
Ochuko. Always a pleasure to have you here with the right kind of
Always
information
a pleasure
we need
to
as
come.
parents. And we're looking forward to our next topic. Do stay tuned. We've got more coming your way inside of Wake Up Nigeria.